Okay, wonderful, wonderful. It's all coming in. It's all pouring, just like the rain which is promised to us, right? Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you so much. Then that's there. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much, Arun, for that lovely, warm introduction. We will talk about the part-time chef business a little later. Yeah, I like cooking, but that's different, right? Okay, so lovely seeing you all. We'll start off this session, which has been planned for a very, very long time, with first, a very important question. And that question over here is going to be something very, very simple, okay? But I'm going to keep this on as a very important question, because such questions you're going to be facing your entire life. They seem to be very, very simple, but they're extremely important. Why? Because, well, this question is thrown onto you all, and the person who's asking this question is typically trying to understand, gauge, monitor, observe what are the thoughts of the participants. Okay, so here's the question, and the question is, this is a 1 hour program. What do you expect from this program? I repeat, this is a 1 hour program. What would you expect from this program? Let your answers be nice, precise, concise, and fast on the chat box. Come on, guys, let's push those numbers. An effective outcome. Okay. Now somebody's being very open-ended over there. All right. Can we have some more answers coming in? Okay, so some new learnings, useful and interesting. It has to be effective. I like that, because now that's going to be an area of debate which Neelam Moria has sent in. Okay, I expect to improve myself and be more productive after the session. New ways to communicate. All right, done. Let's stop here for a minute. Second question coming up. Question up. Ready? Here it goes. What makes communication effective? What makes communication effective? Come on, hit that board. Let me get some more answers running up now. What makes communications effective? Somebody said confidence. All right. Sushmita has won round one. She's come out fast. She's at confidence. Okay. The way of talking, being engaging and interactive. Arindam says, okay. Successfully conveying exact ideas, grammar, language, mood, relation, and smartness. All right. Okay. I'm going to ask Lakshita if I can add humor into that as well. Eye contact, interactive, listening, clarity in what you want to express. Okay, okay. If we respond to each other and have confidence and talk in a good way, Hazel says, all right, done, done. Okay, thank you so much. We'll close the question round here right now, but the fun is only just beginning. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a little bit of an activity, okay? Listen to this very clearly, because what's going to happen is basically, if you don't listen, you're not going to get the gist of what I'm going to be saying, right? And the success outcome of this activity is going to be listening skills. Yeah, I know what some of you are thinking, right? Listening skills, we heard it quite a lot. Well, we're also going to be debating upon the difference between listening skills and hearing skills. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, here's the activity. I'm going to read out a couple of words. Don't write right now. I want you all to really promise me that you all are not going to write. You all are only going to listen. You all are only going to listen. When I tell you to write, you all will start to write. So, question number one. When do you all start to write? Please give me the answer in the chat box. Okay. Rathika says, after listening. Someone says, Supriya says, after we listen to you completely. But Hejna Jain says, when you ask us to. All right, very good. So that's listening skills completely. As I just said, you will only write when I give the instruction. You may start writing now. Okay, so now here's the activity. I'm going to count till 30. I'm going to make sure that some of you all get your pens and a paper ready. All right. So I'm counting back from 30 right now. Leave your chairs, hunt around, and get your pen and paper. And we're going to do a fast activity, or move it onto your laptop and open out Word or Excel, and we can type it on there as well. Right. So I'm counting 30 seconds. Get your pen and paper, and then we'll begin. So a 30, a 29, and a 28, and a 99 bottles of beer on the wall, and a 35, and a 34, and a 33, and a 32, 31, and a 30. Oh my gosh, somebody's already got the pencil. All right, that's fast. But we're on to a 27, and a 26, and a 25, and a 24. And Simran has got it too, but we're on 22, and 21, and a 20. There's a 19, and there's an 18, and there's a 17. We leave 16 and we're on to 15 because Ashish Nirmal is ready, and we come down onto a 14, 13. Lakshita says, yes, she's there as well. Oh, by the way, we're on to a 10, a 9, an 8. Jyoti says so, but we're on to a 5, a 4. Sushmita done, but it's 3, it's 2, and it's 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to do is listen to what I've got to say. I promise that I am going to read these words twice. Okay, let me read it twice, and when I say go ahead, start to write, I will give you 30 seconds to write. All ready? Please type ready in the chat box. Ready? Come on, you got to be faster now. Yep. Okay. Okay. Done. We're ready. All right. Here we go. Twice I'm going to read it out. Be patient, and then I'll tell you to start. Here we go. Here are your couple of words. Mercury, scissor, black, cinema, handle, towel, podcast, rain, stripes, Italy. Jivan, don't write all those words there. Don't write it in the chat box. Listen, I'm saying not to write. So for want of better words, I'm going to start off again. Nobody is to write in the chat box. You only write it in your paper when I tell you so. I've not told you again. We're starting it off from the beginning again, ladies and gentlemen. Listening skills, okay? Very, very important in communication. Let's start it off again. Your words start now. Mercury, scissor, black, cinema, handle, towel, podcast, rain, Italy, stripes, hanger, golf, bud, shirt, cupboard, mat, guitar, briefcase, radio, cricket. I finished the first round, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through the round once again. No writing until I don't tell you to do so. I'm trusting y'all that y'all are going to go through this game and the learnings differently. Ready? Second time. Here I go. Let's hear it. Mercury, scissor, black, cinema, handle, towel, podcast, rain, Italy, stripes, hanger, golf, bud, shirt, cupboard, mat, guitar, briefcase, radio, cricket. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, start to write, and you got 30 seconds. Let's see how many you can write down. Vabia, don't write it down right now. You don't need to write it down here. Don't worry. and it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. I would like you all to put down in the chat box the number of words you all have written. Please write down in the chat box the number of words you all have written. Okay. 7, 10, 6, 6, 11, 12, 9, 11, 8, 14, 19, 8. Oh, me and my old age. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's 10, 10 words, 10, 13, 13, 20, 12, 11, 13. There were 20. Okay. 13. Okay, there's quite a lot of them. Somebody's still writing. There's 11, there's 17. And thanks to some of the panelists who've already gone ahead and written some words here, some people have managed to write some more. Okay, 18 words. Okay, let's stop here for want of better words. No more typing now. Question number 6. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, here it goes. How many of y'all have written the words Mercury? Write I. If you all have written the word Mercury, I. Okay, quite a lot of you all over here. Okay, okay. How many of you all have written the word cricket? Write V. If you all have written the word cricket, V, V. V for Venice. V for Vaishali. Okay. All right. Quite a lot of V's over here. We have been writing. Okay, done. Let's continue game 2 of this. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, same rule. I don't want you all to write in the chat box. I don't want you all to write at all. Okay. No writing at all. And what I want you all to do is I want you all to go ahead and listen. I'm going to repeat these 20 words twice. Twice. Okay. So just listen. And I trust you that you are not going to be writing at all. You're going to be listening. I'll repeat it twice. Ready? Here we go. Time starts now. Car, scooter, truck, bus, cycle, knife, plate, spoon, glass, fork, door, window, floor, ceiling, wall, eyes, nose, hands, feet, mouth. I'll repeat the 20 words once again. Let's just hear what I'm going to say right now, and then we're going to start our writing, okay? And nobody writes in the chat box. You write in your own paper somewhere. Here we go. Car, scooter, truck, bus, cycle, knife, plate, spoon, fork, glass, door, window, floor, ceiling, wall, eyes, nose, hands, feet, mouth. Write it down, ladies and gentlemen. You got 30 seconds. Write it down and then put it in the chat box. How many words you've currently gone ahead and written? The first one who puts it in as to the number of words he or she has written gets a high five. High five, Simran. High five, Jyoti. Wonderful. Okay. Sushmita says 20 again. Okay. Aman, 18. Janvi, 18. Swagat, 7. Bhavya, 20. Lakshdeep, 18. Vaibhav, 19. Neelam, 17. Okay, there's a competition running over here. Saksham, 16. Okay, okay. Done. All right. Now, all of y'all, yeah, thanks, Punita. I got that. Now, let's move on a little bit. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, 7th question. Can you compare your numbers? Can you compare your numbers that you got in the first exercise versus the number you got in the second exercise? For example, if you got 15 in your first exercise and 12 in your second, then I want it to be written 15 by 12. If you got 15 in your first exercise and 12 in your second, I want it to be written 15 by 12. Okay, 9 by 18, 6 by 18, 12 by 10, 14 by 12, 10 by 17, 14 by 20, 9 by 20, 17 by 19, 17 by 15, okay, 11 by 18. All right. Okay. There was a major outcome. Okay, let's stop this for right now. This is very good, very good. Let's hold on now. It's already touching 5:18. So let's try to understand why this exercise was being done, right? Do many of you all notice and that in both exercises, the second exercise, which had car, bike, truck, plate, paper, glass, knife, spoon, fork, in that exercise, majoritively, you all have scored much more than your first exercise. Yes? Janvi said the words in the second had relating words. Very good. Okay. Somil says, yes, even he scored better in the second. Aman says, yes, I noticed that. Because there were groups of related activity. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic and well done. Well done. Simran says, yes, the second was easy. And Simran, the only reason why it was easy was the fact that, as you all are writing over here, the fact is the second had items that were similar and the items that were grouped. When your communication has items which are grouped and similar, related to each other, the aspect of your audience, whoever they are, your family members, your teacher, or a person who's even doing your examination, then a person tends to remember many things once more. Now, honestly, a car and a bike are not connected to a knife and a fork, right? A knife and a fork are not connected to the ceiling and the wall, right? But the ceiling, wall, floor, door were all connected to one another. And 4 5s are 20. If you saw, each of them could be broken into 4 different halves. And as a result, in the second part, you all found the remembering very easy. So when you all said, yes, very true. But let me ask you another question. How many of you all, when I asked you all, sorry, I've asked this earlier, how many of you all have written Mercury and cricket? And many of you all have said, yes, we've written Mercury and cricket. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mercury and cricket were the beginning and ending words of our discussion. The start and the finish. And this is something very, very exciting, okay? So when somebody tends to start to talk, when they start to talk, that is when major interest factor can come up. And as a result, you all remembered something like Mercury and cricket. So here it is once again. Thanks, Simran, for that those words. That's right. Now, guys, see, Mercury is not connected to cricket at all, right? There is no association between Mercury and cricket. Yet you all remembered Mercury and cricket only because Mercury and cricket were the beginning and ending words. When your start is fantastic, when your end is great and memorable, then both your communication in the middle and the idea you want to convey tends to get connected more. When you start without letting them know what is going to happen, you tend to go ahead and bring people in more. Now, for example, often at times we've attended lectures, and lectures not only in school, but we go outside and attend lectures. We could be attending lectures even on something like a YouTube, right? And what are lectures? Lectures is only one person is talking, the others are not communicating at all. Typically, what happens? You tend to go ahead after a little while, either you go off to sleep or get zoned out, or you tend to go ahead and really get caught up. In both, the subject matters could be very, very similar, but you tend to get caught up only when, number one is, the words being used, the tone is extremely, extremely important. Okay? Let me just pause it for a second. Simran is telling me my screen has been paused. Is the screen working now? Because I'm in a proper Wi-Fi area, shouldn't be a problem, but still.
Yeah, there's no problem. I think it was a local area issue. It's working fine.
But nonetheless, communication should go throughout. I heard Simran's thoughts and I reached out to all of y'all. Done. Excellent. So once again, if your start is good, dun, 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 the start is good, and your ending is a round of applause, even better, something exciting, a joke or a thing, you tend to hold a communication better. It's just as simple as, ladies and gentlemen, the start of the race. So in the race, the first guy, your fastest runner is never there first in the relay race. The fastest runners are the middle guys to take over. A good guy is towards the end. But the starting race guy, he's supposed to be somebody who's extremely good in getting the first leap. If he can get the leap, then he can get the first jump. And that's how in relay races, the starting guy is very important who can give the first jump. So with this activity, let us go ahead and see what more do we have for today's program. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take you through certain things that I've gone ahead and started to prepare. Okay. Number one is, if you saw, we had a bit of an activity, and that activity was to talk to you about communication. But communication happens from various different levels. Could anybody use the chat box and let me know what are the various levels that communication can actually be used in? How can people communicate? What are the various modes? Okay. Anybody else? All right. Okay. So there are various ways of communicating, but most important is, okay, through two areas. Number one is the area of communicating through aspects of the body, which means number one is verbal, what we say. Number two is vocal, how we say. Number three is visual, how we look when we say. And number four is vitality, the josh in how we go ahead and portray. So these are four ways. The next important thing of communication is something called perception. So, okay, this is what we're going to do. Let's turn around. Okay, today's agenda, a very, very big topic, but a couple of things which you want to understand. Number one is we need to understand the importance and the need to communicate effectively. Topic number two is communicating as an art. It's called the art of communication. For communication, there are many things which come in as barriers. We're going to try to understand why, what, and how are these supposed to be barriers of communication. We're going to talk about something and some good ideas and styles and techniques to enhance listening and speaking skills. Okay. Last is understanding body language as a major tool, the complete circle. Okay. Now, fast, while I take out, I'm going to go ahead and take this share out. Something has gone wrong here. What has gone wrong in the screen? I'm going to count till 5, and then I'm going to turn around and going to ask you. What has gone wrong in this? Something is wrong over here. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good, Simran. So Simran is written over there. Supriya is also written. I've used the word listening, right? I'm saying listening, but what was written over there? It was written listing, right? So communication is not just speaking and the various advents of speaking as well. Communication also is the aspect of writing well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a consultant, one of the many other things that I do in life. I'm a consultant and I go for a lot of meetings. And I know y'all are from different classes, from 10th, 11th, 12th. But it'll surprise you, and we can have a bit of a laugh here, that I was once in a board meeting with a COO, the coup, and the vice president marketing, and suddenly somebody cracked a joke. And the vice president marketing lady rocketed back in her chair, started laughing, and then she says, "Oh, that was funny, lol." The minute she says lol, every one of us paused and stared at her. You know why? Because suddenly our WhatsApp jargons have become such an important verbiage when we are talking in a normal tone, that LOL, lol has suddenly become lol in terms of talking even as we normally do to each other. Okay? Communications is extremely important. What if I was speaking to Yajat Unyathan right now, and I turned around and says, Yajat, तू समझ रहा है ना मैं क्या कह रहा हूं यजत? तू समझ रहा है कि नहीं समझ रहा? And I turned around and talked to Supriya Bhatt and says, Supriya, आप समझ रहे हो मैं क्या कह रहा हूं? Supriya, आप समझ रहे हो कि नहीं समझ रहे हो? The tu which I just used to Yajat and the aap which I just used to Supriya, even in the same tone, Yajat, तू समझ रहा है ना मैं क्या कह रहा हूं? Supriya, आप समझ रहे हो ना मैं क्या कह रहा हूं? That tu and that aap, just two words, have showcased my respect, my understanding, and my ability to reach out to people. Somewhere, a Yajat might turn around and might still respect me, but a 15 to 20% might fall down with, oh my gosh, he just said tu. Couldn't he have been a little better? I know he's speaking to somebody years his junior, but tu. And suddenly somewhere else, somebody might turn around and say, hey, an aap sounded very good. He must be respectful. You don't know anything about Andrew Ryder, but you gathered an impression that Andrew Ryder must be a respectful man because he just said aap. He just said aap and he addressed one of his participants as aap. So extremely important. These things are very, 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 very important. All right, so let's. Okay, so I put this up on the screen. What do you think this is? Any idea? Anybody can make out what is this? Okay, a bunch of thoughts coming through right now. Okay, a rabbit, a bird, a woodpecker. Okay, okay, all right, all right. Let's go next. How many legs does this elephant have? How many legs does this elephant have? I know elephants usually have 4. What about this one? Okay. Should be 4, right? 8, 6, 5. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go on a little bit more. Okay. What can you see? Just type away in the chat box. Okay. All right. All right. But have some of y'all gone ahead and seen the bird? Can you all see the bird between those lovely zebras? The lion? So there are a lot of other things, right? Often in communication, certain things might come up. मेरे इरादे नेक हो सकते हैं. I might be a very honest, truthful, respectful guy, but I would be talking very naturally, and I don't mean it, but suddenly I said, Yajat, tu samajh raha main kya keh raha hu? And that tu could have made a difference. I had not noticed it, that tu could have probably have irked or upset Yajat. What about that bird or that lion that you see on the screen? Your audience can pick up many things about your body language, just like you can pick up that bird and that lion. Okay, let's go and take it through a little bit more. Okay, what can you see? Come on, guys. Let's hit that typing thing. Let's hit that chat box. Let's make a new record for chat box chatting. Only 4 have answered. Okay, the numbers are going up right now. All right. Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. All right. Okay, let's pause. Very right. So many thoughts, right? So many thoughts. Okay. I was recently doing a training program, and I used this slide when I was at Surat almost about a year back. Okay. And there was a mysterious young guy in the crowd who suddenly raises his hand and says, Mr. Ryder. I said, yes, please. I know what this picture is. And I turned and said, really? What's this picture? That's what I've been asking you, right? Tell me. So, okay, NPOCA communication effectiveness attendees, you know what the answer he gives me? He turns around and says, Mr. Ryder, this is a love story. The old man and the old woman are remembering, when did they meet the first time? Pehli baar kab mile? And so the old man says, I was a young man sitting with my friend when I was playing the guitar. And there was this beautiful lady who was combing her nice long black hair on her terrace. And she came out with my melodious voice to hear me. And of course, the rest is history. Love blossomed. Now, I looked at this picture, and I've had this picture, one of my favorite ones, for so many years. Okay. I never took this as a love story. But 1 year ago in Surat, in one of my training programs, somebody turns around and says, this is a love story. Okay. And it's the old man and the old woman who are going ahead and remembering how they first met. And there is the bottle is the earrings, and the lady is the ear, and the man who is of the mustache is now the guitar, and it's a love story. Well, what the main idea of this entire exercise is to let you know that communication can be perceived एक अलग तरीके से, इसका समझ भी अलग से आ जाता है. So you've got to be very clear. ये बहुत जरूरी है कि आप कौन से वर्ड्स यूज कर रहे हैं, कैसे यूज कर रहे हैं, और क्या जो आप बोल रहे हो, आप क्या ऑडियंस को वही चीज समझ में आ रहा है या कुछ और. देखो, उनको सिर्फ समझना जरूरी नहीं है. They don't have to just understand. They have to understand what you are saying. So what's the secret? The secret is you ask them back. So what did you understand? So let's over here understand communication in totality with just this exercise. Communication is not just information. Communication is information sent to another person and then checking whether that person has understood the same thing which you have gone and told them. For example, in your board exams, I want you to write a paragraph on Rani of Jhansi. The student raises his hand. Ma'am, I have a question. Yes, Rajat. Ma'am, how much do I have to write? I just told you to write a paragraph, right? Write a paragraph. Ma'am, do I write it in points? I just told you I have to write a paragraph. So you see, listening is crucial. Very, very important. Extremely important. Okay? What do you see? Okay, guys, carry on hitting that chat box. Okay, old lady, young lady, a river, a stream. Okay. So still some also turned around and said it's a murder story. There's a young girl whose throat has been cut. Okay. And there's an old lady, and there's a cat sitting on top of a mountain. Okay. And there is also a waterfall. All right. Done. So many things with just one picture. Okay. What do you see? And this one, I'm going to cut it off a little faster. Ready? What you see is not all that it seems. And sometimes we have to take a little time to understand, be patient, and listen to communication. Because what it wasn't what was said. Right? Okay. Here's another one. Okay. So I heard some person also turning around and saying this looks like Gautam Buddha. Okay. All right. And some people say the victory of good over evil, light and dark. Okay. Two sides of a coin. Okay. All right. Done. Let's go ahead. So let's look at this. When we've done communication, the need to communicate is the need to understand others, to express your ideas and emotions. It could be to put things into action, to give instructions or get instructions, to often stimulate teamwork when you do team assignments, to motivate and praise, to correct mistakes. But one of my favorites is, and for this program is, to be effective and portraying effectiveness. We've just done it right now. Communication is not just speaking, but how we are speaking. Not just speaking and how we are speaking, but how do we look when we speak. And the last is the Josh, the energy level. If the speaker is very, very drowsy and sleepy and suddenly yawns in the session, he's creating a vibe that the participants will slowly go off to sleep. Extremely important. Okay. So the person who communicates is the first person who is going and building up that energy and that enthusiasm. Extremely important. And most of all, communication effectiveness is to be effective and to portray. You must look effective to make others think that you are effective. The job must not only be done, but must be seen to be done as well. Extremely important. Okay. Always a Josh presence. Always. Okay. So here we go. Typical communication methods are speaking. Extremely important is listening. Writing. Today, and I'm sure all of you all young ladies and gentlemen would agree with me, that our writing skills have gone for a toss. Why? Number one is we use our phones and our laptops, and often we have something called autocorrect, which typically wasn't there when we were studying in school, right? And as a result, our spellings have gone for a toss. I was lately meeting up with somebody who turned around and suddenly asked me, Andrew, how do you spell people? P-E-P-A-L. And he's a senior guy of the industry, okay? He got so zoned out, suddenly got hit, that he forgot the spelling of people. He's asking me whether it is P-E-P-A-L, okay? And these kind of things happen as well. All of this requires something so important called practice. And the last thing is your body language. So once again, speaking, listening, writing, and body language. Let's go and understand this a little more in detail. Okay, so communication is a delivery of information. How does information come? Communication is perception, वो सोच या वो नजरिया कि वो information ठीक है, क्या था, क्या है और क्या मकसद है. And last is, it's creating and sharing of ideas, which is more a richness of information. So communication is between two or more people. It involves delivery. It involves the other person thinking कि ये क्या idea है किसी और ने जो मुझे भेजा है. And later, can two or more people start to work on this, share and build this up even better. Okay, so communication happens in typically two stratas, long story short. With outsiders, that means people who you've not met before or for the first time, or between you and your immediate environment. Your immediate environment could be your parents, your extended family like mamas and chachas. It could be your school, your principal, your teachers, your friends, your next door neighbors, okay? Or your long distance cousin who you are interacting via WeChat or WhatsApp video chat, okay? So with outsiders and between your immediate requirement. But between both, there is always something very, very common of what we've done before. That is the ability to listen, the ability to think, comprehend your message, create an energy, a josh, okay, and the usage of your body language. And in all of this, finally, all of this adds to brand value you. I firmly believe, and I've told this to you all earlier in many of my sessions, that you and I, we are all a brand. There is a very, very important aspect to understand that no matter who we are, even if we are 14 or 13 or 36, we all are a brand. People like you because you are a brand. Why are you the most popular, the prettier, the smarter, the well dressed, the better groomed, the well spoken, well mannered? Okay. How do you go ahead and use accessories? These all things turn around. So, um, some people might turn around and say, what does look or body language have to do with communication? And the aspect is, बॉडी लैंग्वेज एक ऐसा लैंग्वेज है बॉडी का जो अक्सर हमारे सोच हमारे अंदर होता है, but the body language brings that soch out. The look of anger on our face, smile, excitedness, nodding, bending forward, or the hands by in front, looking somewhere else and talking, basically trying to say, I'm shutting you off. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking somewhere else. Understand. Talk to the hand. Get another message. Okay. So these are extremely important areas. But in all of these, things tend to happen. And as a result, often communication has barriers. Now, even communication will have barriers, ladies and gentlemen, when you do your studies as well. What are your barriers during studies? Is your comic book lying in front of you? Is there other distracting things lying on your table? Is there posters of your favorite movie like a Transformers put up on the board, which can make you think? Are you trying to concentrate A plus B whole square and you look up and there are your G.I. Joe or your toys sets put up? It makes you get confused, makes you not relate, and you zone out. To be a very good communicator is not just building up listening skills. It's just as much as in COVID. You also need to go ahead and have a very strong immunity system. So what is your immunity system when you study? When you are preparing for your exams, what is your immunity system? Are there distracting things around you? Don't you remember when we were in school, our teachers, many times our mummy and daddies used to say, hey, pencil box is not good to take to school. Why? It was a very designer pencil box. It would distract you from your studies. You will want to always open the zip. You will want to go ahead and take out that funny looking pencil with a gollywog on top of it. And you will not concentrate on your work. So the teacher can be great, but that pencil made it lose. Okay. The subject could be interesting and important, but you've gone ahead and at that point of time, lost your concentration due to many things. So there are a lot of internal and external factors which are very important in communication. Okay. Now, let's see some of the external ones. Noises, distractions, your study door open, and from the kitchen, the lovely pressure cooker ki awaaz chal rahi, and you know, puri and chole just got ready right now, and the pressure cooker, the pressure cooker started to go out. At least that's how my pressure cooker does it. Sorry for that. But you get distracted. Mummy, how much more time for chole? I thought you were just doing a plus b whole square. Okay. Distractions, noise, unpleasant environment. It has to be a cool place. Is your place ventilated? Is it airy? Is it got good light? Okay. How's the environment? If the environment is messy, your output is going to be messy. Another thing is problems with technology. Why did Mr. Arun Mittal, when he first started off, he did a voice check. He asked everybody, please type, say hello, because he wanted to see, is technology working? When I came up, I asked you, type over there and find out. Tell me an I, tell me a V, tell me a C, tell me a D. I was trying to check, is technology fine? Because I could be speaking some important things, but if your headphones are not on or rules were not there, you would not know how to interact. So there are a lot of external stuff. Internal, are you tired? Could tiredness be a reason that that Josh is not coming out? Well, choose a time when you are really excited. Don't do it just because it has to be done. Do it because it has to be done properly. You want a good result. People get disinterested. They tend to lose out in terms of, isse mera kya hoga? What's in it for me? What am I going to get? A cheerful way of talking is exciting. It catches people's interests. Okay. So disinterest. Think about it right now. Let's have it. Everybody in the chat box, do you like to hear ghost stories? Type yes if you like to hear ghost stories, or no. I can understand some people don't want to watch ghost movies, but if they can hear ghost stories, how is it? Lakshita is still saying no. Okay. All right. So, all right, keep your chat box open right now, because I would like you to give me a feedback on this lovely story that I'm going to tell you. Okay. It's very, 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 very scary. So what I'm going to ask you all to do right now, I can see Arya, Sridevi, Simran, Lakshita, people are typing over there. Okay. Hold on to your chairs. It's going to be very scary. I'm going to tell you a ghost story. Okay. So here goes. एक अंधेरी रात थी. मैं रोड पे जा रहा था जब अचानक मेरे पीछे एक कुत्ते का भौंकने की आवाज आई. आओ. I got scared. मैं डर गया. Andrew, what is going to happen now? ओए होए, अब क्या होने वाला है मेरे को? मैं बिल्कुल डर गया. मैंने सोचा, Andrew, let's run from here. I decided to run. I ran, dub 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 dub. Then suddenly I heard some footsteps behind me. Tup 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 tup. I knew I'd seen a lot of horror movies that don't look behind, but I decided now what to do. I felt somebody was behind. I turned around. I looked around behind. Ah! It was a chudail. Okay, guys, how scary was it? Type yes if it was scary. Type no if it wasn't scary. Huh? Okay. Thank you. Somebody said a little bit. Okay. Lakshmi said, yeah, it was scary. Somebody said, no, it wasn't scary. Okay. Somebody says, I was laughing. How wicked was that? Okay, done. This is bad. Okay. But done. Let's start it again. Can I have one more chance, please? Please type yes if I can have one more chance. Okay, done. All right. So I'm going to try to go ahead and make this a little better. Okay, I'm ready. the ghost story. And I'm going to do it a mix between Hindi and English. Okay. एक अंधेरी रात थी. Very, very dark. Extremely dark. There was nothing visible at all on the road. It was foggy and I was lonely and akela and dara hua, and I don't know what was happening when suddenly, I heard a noise. It was a howl of a dog. Ow! I said, oh my gosh, this is typically what happens in horror movies. Oh my gosh. I decided to run. Andrew Ryder, get out of here fast. I ran with every bit of energy. I haven't been running for a long time. I tried my best to run. I stopped. I couldn't run anymore. I was too tired. I felt there was somebody right behind me. I knew. Don't look back, Andrew. Don't look back. But I felt there was somebody behind me. I turned around and went, ah! It was a churel. Okay, guys. Was this one better than the last one? Okay, Simran says, not scary, but a great comedy. Somebody says, ha ha ha, it was good. Oh my gosh, this was supposed to be scary. I don't think I'm going to make it to Comedy Central at all. Oh gosh. Oh no. Okay, somebody's saying it's comedy. Done. I'm going to speak to Mr. Arun Mittal and ask him for me to cheerlead the Comedy Central one over here right now. Okay, done. But overall, that means, in short, you all did pay attention. You all did pay attention to this one more than the first one. Why? It had expressions. It was not one single line. It was something more that was being said, right? So this is extremely important. The visual expressions, the way it was being said, it was very, very important. Okay. If you all see a Hindi movie or an English movie, and the day a hero tells a heroine that, I love you, I often ask people, what does it mean? Many people turned around and said, it means he loves her, right? That means he loves her, he cares about her, he wants to marry her, he thinks she's cute. No, that's all. That's not what it meant. I love you means three things only. Three things. I love you. Not Ram, not Shyam, me. I love you. When I tell Sita I love her, I'm saying, I love you. Sita's not Rakhi, okay? I love you. I love you. I want to tell her it's love. When I say you, I love you, Sita. You, not Rakhi, not Paki. I love you. So each time you stress on a particular word, I love you, you get the meaning more. So if you want better communication and you want to get into something like real speaking skills, get ready to change your verbiage, your tone, and your accent as you go ahead. It was a lonely, lonely night. 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 There are various ways that you can go ahead and speak. History classes can be very, very interesting if you can use your tones and your vocal modulations above. Okay. So these are, okay, important manners of presenting. So this is how a lot of things happen in terms of disinterest, poor listening skills, or sometimes what happens is you also have past experiences with similar situations. And that's extremely important. Okay. Sometimes you have home or school issues. You don't listen because issues, and that's why I put issues in that manner. Or you're suddenly thinking about home. Today there's an event in the house. Or there's something to do back again. Or today dad's coming back from a holiday. Or school. Today I've got a test in the afternoon. I hope I can revise during the break. But I'm not listening to my French class. And as a result, communication skills go bad. So this is what we did earlier. 58% of communication is your body language. Okay. And I'm sorry, the L has suddenly got stuck right now out of the animations here. My apologies. This wasn't planned. The earlier one of listening was planned. This definitely wasn't. Okay. All right. So, हम क्या बोलते हैं, what we say is only 7% words. But the tone in our voice, okay, the way in which we say is 35% of a message. But 58% is body language. Your hand movements, your gestures, your look, okay, your expressions, very, very important. So, the volume used, the way you speak, the type of emotion, and the way you put emphasis on each word. Remember, I love you. I love you. I love you. Think about the emphasis in which you go ahead and place. Very important. When you speak, decide firstly what you have to say. Nobody's got time to waste. Okay, your you know na, I mean, जैसे कि आप जानते हो, you know what I'm saying. You know, decide. Be precise. Be to the point. Avoid jargons. Speak sufficiently, loudly, clearly, and not too fast. And break your message in short chunks or breaks. Don't speak in a paragraph. Why? Number one is everybody cannot give you time. They're not your family. Family would love to give you time. Others don't. And number two is you speak too much, you won't have time to find out how much they have listened. So speak in chunks, smaller chunks. It gives you time to ask a question that, have you understood? So when you talk, plan an introduction. Always have a kind of a structure. When you talk to your audience could be your debating team from school. Your audience could be in the house, all of you all getting together and talking some important event and the whole family is going to talk. Write down a few notes. A lovely way to be given a chance to talk is to motivate. When you praise somebody, they will also look to praise you back. Smiling at people talking is a great way of praise because then you're trying to show them they are interesting. When you talk, stay calm. Have a relaxed but an upright posture. Okay? Be calm. Most of all, don't lie, bluff, or make excuses. यदि आपको नहीं मालूम है तो पूछो. If you don't know, ask. But don't be extra smart and bluff. Someone in the crowd will be able to go ahead and catch you. Encourage people to also relate back and ask questions. It will help to associate what you're talking. Make sure everybody can hear you. For this, I would like to give you a couple of tricks and tips. And the best part is all of you all have got your mobile phones with you all. During onlines, you'll have got your videos and mobile phones. Take a recording on your Zoom, your Teams, whatever, of how you look. How are you? How does it seem? What is my posture? Is it right focused, front focused, bending, up? How is it? What is my posture? Very, very important. Record yourself on camera. Play it back. You will see your pluses and your minuses. You are a brand. Work for it. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave you an acronym called VOICE. VOICE means your volume, output rate, how often do you go ahead and the words that you say, how fast do they come, inflection, and your range, clarity, how clear it is. Open your mouth when you talk. Don't talk with your mouth closed. Even if the message still comes across and your mouth is closed, it will not be very, very clear, as you can just see. Okay, sorry for the drama, but that's it. Be a little bit more clear. Okay, emphasize on important words. Carry on going back onto the most important thing which was there, the important point of your discussion. Okay, let's move on. Listening skills. Listening skills extremely important. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and play a video. What I'm going to do is I am going to just play this video, put it in the middle, and I would request for Mr. Arun Mittal to just tell me if the voice is audible, yes or no. Mr. Mittal, would you be there?
Yes.
So I'm just going to play it somewhere in the middle, all right? Could you just let me know if the voice is coming on? Then I can do some adjustments. Was that audible?
Yes.
Okay, everybody, we're going to have a little bit of a video here right now. I want you to have some fun, sit back and look at communication in the best possible way not to have it done so. Okay. I don't own the copyright for the video. I own copyright for the laughter that you're going to go ahead and have. Learning is supposed to be fun, and I hope you have fun watching this video here.
Mr. President, Condoleezza Rice is here to see you.
Good, send her in.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. President.
Oh, Condoleezza, nice to see you. What's happening?
Well, Mr. President, I have the report here about the new leader in China.
Great, Condi, lay it on me.
Mr. President, who is the new leader of China?
Well, that's what I want to know.
Well, that's what I'm telling you, Mr. President.
Well, that's what I'm asking you, Condi. Who is the new leader of China?
Yes.
I mean the feller's name.
Hugh.
The guy in China.
Hugh.
The new leader of China.
Hugh.
The Chinaman.
Hugh is leading China, Mr. President.
What are you asking me for?
I'm telling you, Hugh is leading China.
Well, I'm asking you, Condi, who is leading China?
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Will you or will you not tell me the name of the new leader of China?
Yes, sir.
Yasser? Yasser Arafat is in China? I thought he was in the Middle East.
That's correct, sir.
Then who's in China?
Yes, sir.
Yasser's in China?
No, sir.
Then who is?
Yes, sir.
Yasser?
No, sir.
Condi, you're starting to piss me off now, and it's not 'cause you're black, neither. I need to know the name of the new leader of China, so I want you to get me the Secretary General of the United Nations on the phone.
Coffee, Annan?
No, thanks. And Condi, call me George. Stop with that Ebonics crap.
You want coffee?
No.
You don't want coffee?
No, but now you mention it, I could use a glass of milk, and then get me the UN.
Yes, sir.
Not Yasser, the guy at the United Nations.
Coffee.
Milk! Will you please make that call?
And call who?
Well, who's the guy at the UN?
No, who is the guy in China?
Will you stay out of China?
Yes, sir.
And stay out of the Middle East. Just get me the guy at the UN.
Coffee.
All right, with cream and 2 sugars. Now get on the phone.
Hello. Rice here.
Rice, good idea. And get a couple of egg rolls, too, Condi. Maybe we should send some to the guy in China and the Middle East. Can you get Chinese food in the Middle East? I don't know.
Okay. How was the video? Yeah, who, right? I should have said who was there in the video. Lakshya said mad. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, but communication has a lot of confusion. It was who funny. Okay. All right. Okay. Done. Seriously? It was intense? Okay, done. Okay, done. So over here, I want to bring up a very important thing which we take for granted, these 2 words, hearing and listening. Now, many people use hearing and listening almost at the same interval. It's not so. Hearing is involuntary, accidentally, and without an effort. All the noises that I can hear is, I can hear, right? Correct. Is hearing. But listening is taking out time. Okay? It's focused, it's voluntary, and it's intentional. It has to have some effort in it. No pain, no gain. Okay? So understand the underlying difference between hearing and listening. For listening, look interested, get interested. Do things which are interesting. Move your hands while you talk. If you ever have an online class like this and there's a screen and there's a lot of space up, don't use your hand here to do this. Use your hand here. Take the space. Use spaces. Use wherever it is necessary. Bend forward, move, do things. Make the area move. We've got to make online more exciting. We are in an online session today, right? This honestly would have been 10 times more exciting if we had met face to face. But you've got to make it interesting. So look interested, get interested, and make it interesting. Involve yourself by responding and asking questions. Stay on target. Stay on the topic. Test your understanding by asking questions. Evaluate and neutralize your feeling. Neutralize meaning don't suddenly take sides. When you're listening, you're trying to have empathy, feeling for that person. Feel what are they saying. Don't suddenly take sides, because if you take sides, your mind will be hardwired left or right. Listening means neutralize. Suno, wo kya keh rahe. Hear what he has to say. And then when you listen, you respond in a much better, caring, and empathetic manner. Okay? Now that we've done listening, we've done hearing, and what's the difference? Let's learn to speak body. Our body speaks a particular language, and that's extremely important. अक्सर हम कुछ और कहना चाहते हैं, लेकिन हमारा body कुछ और बोलता है. And often we think something else, but we tell our body to portray it in another way. Like we tell our friends, hey Ramu, what's happened to you today? And Ramu says, I'm fine. No, Ramu, you're not looking fine. No, I'm fine. Ramu, you're not fine. And he says, I'm fine. Isn't it very, very normal? You could see in the body language, he's not. Yet he's telling you something else. Let's see what body is. Is body language a significant part of communication? Well, we did it sometime earlier, didn't we? 58% of communication comes through body language. The way we move our hands, our gestures, our body postures shows interest and involvement. Okay? Is it actually true? For me, it's a big, big yes. If you remember your favorite movie, Avengers Endgame, and you remember Hulk, and Hulk says, Captain America turns to Hulk and says, Banner, now would be a good time for you to get angry. And Hulk turns around and says, that's the secret, Cap. I'm always angry. Okay? You remember that statement, and suddenly remember Banner becoming the Hulk from the man, and he moves and becomes a Hulk. That's because you saw that body language. You saw that movie. Okay? Harry Potter, when you see that movie, you can now visualize Hogwarts is what? Body language gives that visualization. Okay? Words are only a part of the message we receive. I know they're critical. But with body language, the real true intention, the real maza, and the real spunk and energy comes out. Body language is extremely important. And how to use them is an art in itself. So, body movement, gestures and moving and styles. How do we plant ourselves on 2 feet? How do we look straight? How do we walk with a proper posture? 2, we can go ahead to facial expressions. How do we look? Are we looking straight? Are we nodding? Are we smiling? Where are we looking? Do you know that when people say maintain eye-to-eye contact, you are never looking at the eyes? You never look at the eyes. You look here, the center focused, right on top of the nose, between the 2 eyes. Here is where you look. That's where the picture can be seen. What are your expressions? They tell you what exactly people are thinking. So we did body movement, facial expressions. We are talking about body space and comfort zones. When we go ahead and communicate, how far do we reach out our hands? How much distance should we come up to? I know in COVID, we took talking about a lot of distance, but still there's something called comfort zones. How close and how far, and how people are to relate to each other. The body plays an important aspect. From the time we were born, the body gave many, many signals. Okay? And spies and warriors were always taught to look out for body language, because that could say a lot of things about your adversary or the person across the room. Oh my gosh, I was going to discuss something else, and I suddenly see this lady over here who's attending our program, and she looks worried, zoomed out, anxious. Is she perplexed? Is she confused? I don't know, but the picture definitely is. Definitely she's not happy, or she's definitely not excited. And that's the expression. The eyes also are shutting out, sorry, not eyes, the hands are shutting out everybody else from the side. That means she is zoned out in her own sphere, in her own way. So, okay, many things. I know I turned around and talked to you all about hand movements. Everything works in a moderation. Use hand movements, use them judiciously. But every time if I'm going to use my hand movements like this, then this is not in any relation to what I'm saying. I'm actually looking like a jerk. Okay? Use hand movements for the program. For example, I would want you to know one important thing that hand movement of one comes up. I would like you to wait a while and listen to what I have to say. Stop for a minute. So I'm doing stop. I will not carry on using my hand. Now that I've finished the word called stop. Stop will only come at that time. So please stop a minute and hear what I have to say. It's very, very urgent. Very, very important. Please stop for a minute. And I use my hand once and I put my hand down. You can't carry on using your hand. Your hands are to supplement and complement the way you talk. Okay, so this is very, very important. Blushing of the cheeks, embarrassment or self-consciousness, tightly folded arms, okay, like that. I wonder if that's a kangaroo or it's an overgrown or funny looking mouse. But I think that'll come into a science class the next time NPOC organizes one of these things about how to identify weird looking animals. Okay. Narrowing of the eyebrows, that can show disgruntlement and upsetness. Okay. A smile shows the teeth. Okay. You don't necessarily need to even show that. A slight little gimmick of your Colgate is as good as ever. A smile to one side can actually turn around and give a totally different meaning. Okay. Yawning shows disinterest. And many often times we tend to fool one another by saying, no, just like that, I'm paying attention. Yawn means your body is saying, I'm disinterested. I have zoned out. You know, you can lose interest one level. When you really lost interest and only your body is physically sitting there, then a yawn comes. When you yawn, people who are facilitators like us know you reached your last level now. You're definitely not there in the program. Okay. So these are kind of things which typically happen. Sitting in a slump position with bowed heads, tiredness, upsetness, a good sprightly walk, excitement and happiness, or a bowed head having no eye contact. Body language as an excitement is an exciting thing in itself and a huge class in its own manner. And as we talk about communication today, very soon we're going to look into these things much more in a micro level. Because isn't success made up of small, small micro things? It's those small little drops which fill a bucket, right? And that's the important part of communication, the small, small little things which make a difference. This has been specially arranged in a 1-hour program right now. And I'm sure there will be a lot of different things which are coming up. But in a fast pace, this is very, very, very important, much needed information, which can make you understand communication on a larger scale. Okay. So in terms of, remember, we talked about zones. You got personal zones, social zones, public zones, and your area of dealing with people tend to change. Your hand movements, your body movements tend to change. For example, I will not walk up and about if I am standing next to you. Well, I can talk to you just the same, right? But if I'm a Pradhan Mantri or a chief minister, I will walk up and down the dais. Do you see my hand which suddenly moved? Because I was saying up and down the dais. So the hand also started to move as if I'm a person who's walking on the dais. So my hand will supplement. All right. These are things about zones. This was in a very fast nutshell, but a crucial nutshell, the importance in developing communication skills. If I was to give you a reminder on one important thing, one important takeaway, it is all of you all have got your mobile phones and your smartphones with you all. Get into the room or the bathroom and click a video of yourself talking. Put it on a standee, walk back and take a video or a photo of your, not a photo, sorry, a video. How does it look? Because often we feel like I am Shah Rukh Khan, but you need to go ahead and actually see how does the audience see you, right? When you're in school, you're one of the many young boys and girls. When you're in school, you're one of the many teachers. How do you stand out? You stand out with being a differentiating factor, okay? So take those videos, make a small 30-second video, talk about a topic. You will understand your vocabulary, you will understand your English language, and you will understand the way how you portray and how you pass information. All right. I will now love to leave this open for questions. I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute and I'm going to come on to work here. And I would love to leave the program open right now for questions to come up on board. May I request Mr. Mittal to assist us in this regard? And let's put forward certain things over here. Some fast questions, please, to the program. I'm sorry, Mr. Mittal, we overshot the time which was there. I'm sorry, sir, you're on mute.
Okay, no, I think absolutely pleasure. There's a question from Swagat. You used the word jargon, wanting to know what jargon means.
Okay, so jargons are kind of words which we use, which are not typically the Britannica India English language, but they are words which have become part of our systems. So there are two kind of words. Number one. One kind of words are words which are used for stammering or for taking up places, which are ums and ers. Okay, there are certain kind of words which are used as jargons, which are typically very industry centric to a particular kind of an industry or a particular kind of a place. Okay, for example, a group of people are called a pax. They're called PAX, a pax. Now, typically, not many people would be able to understand that word. Is very industry specific. So some people turned around and say, hey, listen, don't use jargons. Talk a normal vocabulary. That means, hey, how many people are coming today for dinner? Instead of suddenly saying a pax. A pax is a jargon. All right. This is what's meant by a jargon.
So if you have Cool. So if you have all more questions, please use the Q&A section to ask your questions, right? Let me take one more question which has come in the Q&A section. For people who are socially awkward, communication is the biggest fear. How do you get over this fear?
Extremely important question, okay? And could I have the name of the person who asked the question, please? Let me just search it out. It's Pranjal. Am I right, Mr. Mittal?
Yes.
Okay, so Pranjal, very, very important question, okay? And it's not about being from any other area or any other part of town, okay? If it's not your mother tongue, you typically have an issue of how to pronounce it. It's a normal. For a very, very long time, the Hindi that I speak today is very much different from the Hindi I used to speak when I was in school. Now, I love singing songs and playing a guitar, okay? When I was in school, I used to play the guitar and I sang a song which was, I don't know, y'all are way younger than me, but Mr. Mittal might have a smile on his face if he remembers this. It was Subah Subah Jab Window Khole. Now, window is a word in Hindi which I could not pronounce the r onto it. Okay, I couldn't call it as khidki. I pronounced it as khirki because I could not do the r. And as a result, people used to laugh. So when I picked up my guitar, I started, somebody say, hey, Andrew, sing a song. Hey, Andrew, sing the window song. I didn't realize they're trying to make fun of me, right? So I picked up my guitar, chung, 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 chung. Subah Sajab the khirki khol, and khirki I said, people started to laugh. In the beginning, I thought maybe it was humorous or people liked it. Later, I realized they were poking fun. Coming to the question, and I love to make a story of myself before I give an example to anybody. I think that's the best example possible. Nothing beats practice, but I want to break one big thing. If you are not familiar with a vocabulary, I don't agree you must read a newspaper. I disagree with that. What I would recommend is, and why I'm saying I disagree is, because I recommend you read the newspaper to somebody else. You see, when you read the newspaper to yourself and your vocabulary is anyway weak, you are nonetheless practicing weak vocabulary. When you read a newspaper to somebody else, he will correct you and say, hey, hello, this is the correct word. I went to the dark place and I got frightened. Andrew is not frightened, it's frightened. 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 Yes, frightened. So he will correct you, right? So, correction, don't just read a newspaper or a book. Go ahead and read it out loud. Read it aloud to people. Start talking. Number two, people might make fun of you. Listen, I told you, you're a brand. Do you know this? That around 99% of my sessions are done in Hindi. It has made my Hindi teacher so much more proud of me as to the number of times that she used to push me to do my complete my Hindi assignments. My Hindi has grown up all these years. I once went to a program and I called Vision and Value as Drishtikon, which is a very cliche. Okay, oh, sorry, not cliche. It's a very Shuddh Hindi, and people are surprised. I've been practicing. Number three, watch some videos with neutral languages. Watch videos and get into panel discussions. Find out some good YouTube podcasting people who can talk well or listen to stories which are audio based. Start repeating that to yourself and you will tend to copy it in its particular lingo. So that's very, very important. You need to go and follow it to the T. These are certain ways you can strengthen your communication.
We'll take this last one, Andrew. I think it's really, we're almost 6:30. This is from a student, and we'll keep it anonymous. It takes me time to get familiarized and comfortable in an environment. And by that time, I lose my chance to speak.
Right.
How can I work on that?
Okay. I wish I would have known what class it is, because I would have gone ahead and given some more stuff. Like, for example, you're in 12th and you're preparing for some mega, what do you call it? 10th. Okay. Number one, I don't know you, so I'm not looking for any brownie points when I tell you this. It's very normal. It's very, very normal. Can you believe 10 speakers get together, how nervous they are going to be? Because they're all top-notch speakers. Nervousness is one of the most normal things. So guess what? Here it is. Ding, 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 ding. Bell is rung. It's the most normal thing that is ever going to happen. Now, one big thing which people do wrong is you tighten your body inside you. Okay, you get yourself so tightened up, apne aap ek ghutan aa jati hai. Okay, you lose your breath. You are starting to go ahead and get yourself caught up that you can't, that you're not relaxed. Number one thing is to make yourself relaxed. Take time, drink some water, get yourself relaxed. If you can, plan beforehand. If you can, walk. Walk the distance, because your body tends to relax out. See, Janvi, why do sports people warm up before a race? Okay, why does Usain Bolt need to warm up? He is the number one. He needs to warm up because his body is not ready. He warms up. When you need to speak, you need to warm up again. So warm up by drinking some water, cool yourself down, practice what you're going to go ahead and say, and it's all right. Tell yourself the worst thing. The worst thing is, I've lost my chance to speak. At least I could have gone ahead and spoken. Okay. So today when I turned around and say that when I was in 9th or 10th class and saying Subah Subah jab khidki khole, I'm cracking a joke that when I said khirki, people laughed. Today it's a joke on myself and I'm having fun with you all guys. Hasn't the world turned around? That's what's most important. Janvi, you're a brand. Don't ever forget that, okay? Don't lose that chance. Go for it now. practice ahead. And don't worry, it'll all become a system. And one day you and I'll be speaking together. So that's the best fact. Okay. Looking to see you along with us in one of these sessions.